Hello and welcome to 2021 Global Education Summit. I'm Michelle Cui, the founder and the CEO of Rosedale International Education, and I'm so excited to be here with you and honored to experience this event alongside more than 1,000 educators from around the globe. Whether it's 7 a.m. or 7 p.m., where you are or somewhere in between, today we're together and united in common goals to promote and enhance innovation, support sector collaboration and continuous development, and ensure sustainable growth in global education. As we heard from Dr. Bohan Shankun's opening keynotes, if we are to advance an entire generation of learners that have been impacted by global pandemic, we must be bold in the defense of our obligation to build a more inclusive world, driven by our ideals on human rights, equity, inclusion, and gender equality. Technology is disrupting the way we live, work, and learn, and preparing for the change in technology is critical to how we will reimagine global education. I believe Dr. Shankun's insights are both aspirational and attainable. The Global Education Summit is a collection of more than 20 distinct voices from within our sector, each one working to transform education in their regional context while challenging themselves to think and act globally. With emphasis on education as human rights, whether you join us today as a thought leader or academic administrator, K-12 teacher, high school principal, or university faculty member, you belong in an environment that will share and uphold diverse ideas and support your growth, allowing your growth to cascade into the mind of learners and provide exceptional outcomes. Today, we're global educators committed to advancing educational practices for the next generation of learners. And in the days ahead, will we offer ourselves a space to reflect on knowledge learned here and work towards a collaborative vision of education for the 21st century. When I was a student, I felt a deep mismatch between the learning I received and my own interests through a traditional education stream. And perhaps that's the problem. I received an education instead of being an active participant in an education that connects to my interests, desire, and goals. When I came to Canada and studied for my MBA program in the Reshaping School of Management at University of Toronto, I found my learning could be immediately applied in the workplace, and their methodologies available to solve complex issues in structured manner. I was motivated and felt empowered. I want that experience to be true for every young learners, no matter where they live. I want the young learners to take ownership of learning that is connected to their interests and desire, and to be able to develop their mindset, knowledge, and skills to set and achieve goals that lead to a fulfilling life. I believe a well-rounded education is comprised of 4 tenets. The first is exposure. Education needs to provide young learners opportunities to experience a world that is bigger than where they see around them. Exposure helps young learners visualize what they want for their own lives, what role they want to play in a global connected world, and develop an inner drive for lifelong learning. Exposure also helps build understanding different perspectives, diversity, context, understanding, drive, empathy, collaboration, cooperation, leading to solutions that resolve world issues. The second is respect. Education must respect the individual learner as a unique entity and value individual learning style, interests, and desires. We must also acknowledge each learner has strengths and merits, and understanding their limitations in order to differentiate teaching and learning that is suitable to each learner, and create asset-based educational pathway so students can connect learning to the career and other aspirations they developed through exposure. The third is empowerment. Students need to be equipped with the interdisciplinary knowledges and higher order thinking skills that go beyond knowledge acquisition and simple application. It's critical for school education to inspire students and develop their capabilities through analyzing complex problems, creating innovative solutions, and designing new approaches to solve real-world problems, to become a designer of a prosperous economic and social future world. The fourth is ownership. When students take ownership of their learning and lives, their individuality is respected and encouraged, and they're empowered to advance their goals on their terms. Education should reflect a collaboration among students, schools, and families, centered on student choice. Exposure, respect, empowerment, and ownership are the rationale of Rosedale's transformative approach to learning, which is the guiding principle at Rosedale in the development of educational solutions, services, and programs. To me, transforming education means creating education experiences that are desired by and necessary for the generation of learners, and doing this in a systematic manner. However, our teachers and schools often lack support and are limited by resources to meet the pressing demand of modern education. We must not simply make more requests to our teachers and school leaders, but instead, we advocate more sector players to join Rosedale in building infrastructure and supporting systems that empower and equip teachers and school leaders with quality educational assets, advanced technology, learning analytics, and management tools. So our teachers and school leaders are well supported to creating engaging environment and preparing each student with an individual learning strategy and a pathway to success. By working with our partner schools around a central goal, creating life-changing learning outcomes through our transformative approach of learning, our partner schools, teachers, students are truly interconnected and mutually dependent, creating success in reshaping global education. With a scalable academic empowerment model, Rosedale drives partner success by supporting school instructional leadership, holistic student success, growth-focused enrollment, improved operational efficiency, and amplified international education profile. More importantly, with Rosedale's technology-enabled academic solution services, our partner schools in 13 countries offer quality global education programs with a robust infrastructure to support the development of higher order thinking skills, real-world problem solving, differentiated instruction, personalized learning path, and global preparedness, which are aligned with United Nations vision of future education. As a global organization founded in Canada, we are proud to have an international education strategy that supports our goals of reshaping the future of global education. And we're the first private secondary education institution to be featured by Global Affairs Canada. International education is essential to the long-term competitiveness of every country. And the students who graduate from Rosedale's collaborative global high school program attend higher education institutions across the world, ultimately simulating ideas and cross-cultural competency that contribute to economic prosperity and social advancement led by global aware citizens. Our students are prepared to be the driving force of economic and social development in a world they envision for the betterment of our collective future. A future that transforms lives through a global collaborative approach and rooted in the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. We're proud that Rosedale has partners with 51 schools and school groups in 13 countries and counting to deliver the education that the family expect and the learners require. And today, we have come together to collaborate within our professional education community while working towards increasing accessibility of modern education to more young people around the world. I'd like to thank you for coming together to explore the future of education with this group of forward-thinking educators. As you enjoy our panels and presentation today, consider how you might use these ideas to create dialogues in your organization for the benefit of the next generation of learners. We appreciate the strength and the vibrance in our global education community, and hope you will continue to be part of the movement to reshape the future of global education together.